You've probably heard a million times that success comes from talent and just plain hard work, right? But what if that's not really the whole story? Today, we're going to dig into some pretty mind-blowing research that suggests a powerful, hidden force is actually in charge. And, it might just change how you think about success forever.
So, let's just dive right in with the big one. Is success something we earn, something we truly deserve, or is it more like winning the lottery? Seriously, how you answer this question gets right to the heart of what we believe about fairness, about merit, and about who gets what in this world.
All right, to get to the bottom of this, we first have to bust open what we can call the success myth. That story we've all been told, and probably told ourselves, about how the world is supposed to work.
Okay, this is where things get really fascinating. Look on the left. That's how talent is spread out. Just think about height, right? Most of us are kind of average with a few very tall people and a few very short people. It makes a nice, neat bell curve. But now, look at the right. That's how success, things like wealth, are distributed. It's a power law. A tiny, tiny number of people have almost everything, while the vast majority have very little. Now, if talent was the only thing that mattered, these two charts should look the same. But they don't. I mean, not even close. So what gives? What's the missing piece of the puzzle?
Well, what explains this huge gap? All the research points to one single, powerful, and almost always overlooked ingredient: pure, simple randomness. Luck.
So to really see how powerful this ingredient is, a group of scientists decided to put the myth to the test. They built this incredible computer simulation, basically a virtual world, so they could watch talent and luck battle it out over thousands of lifetimes.
Here's how it worked. The rules were actually pretty simple. They created 1,000 digital people. Each one was given a different level of talent, and then they were let loose on a 40-year career. Along the way, bam, they get hit with random events. A lucky event could double their success, but only if they were talented enough to grab that opportunity. And this is the real kicker, an unlucky event would cut their success in half, and it didn't matter one bit how talented they were. So, after running this thing thousands of times, who do you think came out on top? You'd assume it would be the most talented person, the genius of the group, right? Wrong. The single most successful person in the entire simulation wasn't a genius at all. On a talent scale from 0 to 1, their score was a 0.6. Perfectly, undeniably average. The conclusion from the study was just unavoidable. And it's pretty stark. Time after time, run after run, the most successful people were not the most talented. They were, consistently, the luckiest ones. And it gets even crazier when you look at what happened to the most talented people in the simulation. You'd expect them to just crush it, right? Well, take a look at this. That bar on the right shows that a staggering 68% of them, the best of the best, actually failed to improve their lot in life. Think about that. 2/3 of the most gifted individuals ended their careers with less than they started with, all because luck just didn't go their way.
Okay, so if the evidence for luck is this strong, why do we always overlook it? Why are we so completely convinced that success is all about talent and grit? Well, it turns out our own brains are basically wired to be blind to the role of chance.
First up is something called the narrative fallacy. Our brains just love a good, simple story. So when we see someone who's successful, we automatically look backwards and connect the dots in a nice, clean line. Oh, they did this, then they did that, so of course they succeeded. We totally edit out all the messy failures and all the random lucky breaks to create a neat little story that makes their success seem like it was always meant to be.
And then there's the self-serving bias, which, let's be honest, we're all guilty of. When we succeed, what do we say? Yeah, that was my skill, my hard work. But when we fail, oh, that was just bad luck, right? The system was rigged. This bias protects our ego for sure, but it also makes us completely blind to the huge role randomness actually plays in our lives.
Okay, so if success is so random, should we all just give up? Go home? No, absolutely not. Understanding that luck plays a huge role doesn't mean we're helpless. In fact, it gives us a completely new playbook, a new set of strategies for how to thrive in a random world.
So here's the key idea. You can't control luck. You can't make a lucky event happen, but you can control your exposure to it. The goal is simple. You need to increase your luck surface area.
So how on earth do you do that? Well, it's all about action. Broaden your activity. Try more things. Buy more lottery tickets, metaphorically speaking. Work in public. Share what you're doing so opportunities can actually find you. Connect with all sorts of people, especially those outside your normal bubble. Pursue volume. The more things you create, the higher the odds that one of them is going to be a hit. And maybe most importantly, just stay in the game. Persistence is key because it allows you to outlast the bad luck and still be around to catch a good wave when it comes.
And you know, this isn't just a strategy for you or me. This way of thinking has huge implications for how companies, organizations, and even whole societies should be investing in talent and innovation.
Now, this is where it gets really counterintuitive. The researchers tested different ways to fund people, and what they found was wild. The elitist approach, finding the people who have already been successful and giving them all the money, that was the least effective strategy. Why? Because you're just rewarding past luck, not spotting future talent. What's crazier is that just funding people at random was actually more effective. But the winning strategy, the most effective one by far, the egalitarian one, giving a little bit of funding to everyone. It just maximizes the chances of discovery by letting all those talented but unlucky people get a shot.
So if there's one single idea to take away from all of this, it's this. We need to completely rethink what talent is for. Talent isn't the thing that makes you successful. Talent is what allows you to capitalize on success when luck finally shows up at your door. It's the key that lets you open the lock when opportunity finally knocks.
So I'll leave you with a question to mull over. Knowing that you can't control the roll of the dice, but you can increase the number of times you get to roll, what are you doing today to expand your own luck surface area?